Hi guys, and welcome to today's class. For this session we'll be requiring a resistance band. Mine is medium to heavy. Take your resistance band and just bring it to your lower thighs above the level of your kneecaps. And once you've done that, you're going to want to get down onto the mat into a 4-point kneel. Ensuring we have good form here, you want to make sure that your wrists are directly below your shoulders and that your knees are in alignment with your hips, keeping your legs hip distance apart. And once we're confident that we have alignment in both our upper and lower body, we want to bring that belly button in towards the spine, and we're going to go for a cat-cow stretch. So big inhale and lift up through that mid-back as high as possible, flattening that lower spine. Big exhale out through the mouth, bring your gaze up towards the ceiling and arch into the lower back. Again, big breath in and try and lift up even higher through that thoracic spine than you did last time. Peak as high as you can, think angry cat, and then exhale all of the air out through your mouth, looking up as high as you can. Keep going here. We have a few more. Each time you go through the circuit, try and maximize the movement in the spine. This one, your last one, and then return to a neutral spine. We're going to focus on our breath, brace our core, take an exhale, and extend our left leg out behind us. Pause for a moment and bring it back down to the mat, and do the same on the opposite side. Keep going here, and you want to make sure that your resistance band is not too high up. We really want to feel the resistance of this, so bring it closer to the top of your knees and continue with the movement. If you don't have a resistance band, you can just do the same exercise. We're building on our strength here and our knowledge. We've done this move quite a few times in previous classes. When you're familiar with an exercise, you want to then work on your technique and perfecting that and moving in a more controlled fashion through the move. The next time we go up with the left leg, we're going to introduce the arms. So connecting with your breath, inhale, then exhale, lifting the left leg and the left arm. Remembering the goal here is to extend how far your fingertip and your big toe go away from each other, not how high you lift the leg and arm. We want that back to be straight. Imagine you're resting a cup of tea on that back, and we want that to stay still. So you want to really make sure you're embracing your core as you extend, which is why we're using the exhale breath, and we're lowering everything back down on the inhale at the same pace. Avoid the temptation to let the head droop down. You want to keep your gaze just ahead of your fingertips, so you're long in the neck. Press down through the palm of the supporting hand and don't sink in between the shoulders. So our last few here, and shortly we're going to go into some pulses. So now inhale, exhale, extend the arm and the leg, and then bring them down to touch the ground and then straight back up again, keeping them long, straight, and making sure you're working on the distance between the fingertips and the big toe. Keep going here. You should be feeling this in your glute, remembering we're not trying to lift the leg too high so that we arch into the lower back. We want to keep the back flat. Keep bracing the core, make sure that belly button is in towards the spine, and use your breath as well, the exhale to raise the leg, inhale to lower. Just a few more here. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the arm down, but keep the leg long, and we're going to draw some circles. So imagine that you're painting with your big toe on a wall behind you, drawing some dinner plate sized circles. Make sure you keep the movement controlled. Keep breathing. Keep going. And you can bring your leg back down to the mat. Ooh, that one was spicy. We're going to get straight back into it. This is only a 30-minute class, so this is a 30-minute class, so there is no time for rest. We're going to get into the opposite leg and arm, extending and bringing them down towards the mat. We're familiar with this move, we did it on the other side. We're working on keeping long, extending as far as we can with those fingertips and with our big toe. pointing that foot, making sure we're not raising too high. Let's go. Working with the breath. Exhale to raise, inhale to lower. We have a few more here. Try and keep the pace through the movement, so don't speed up. The slower you go, actually, the more controlled this is and a bit harder. And on the next one, we're going to bring the arm back down towards the mat, and then we're going to extend the right leg back and draw those circles, keeping our back long and straight, keeping our neck long, and just moving, imagining we're drawing with that big toe on a wall behind us. Only here for a few. Nearly done, last few. And you can lower your leg down to the mat. Well done. Sit back into a child's pose, extend your arms forward, and get a nice stretch in that back. And also you can just wiggle out your wrists as well if you build up any tension there. We haven't finished with our glutes, and we are wearing this booty band for a reason. We're going to go now down onto our elbows, so onto our forearms flat on the ground, and extend out that left leg behind you. We're going to raise and lower as we have done in the previous move. The difference here now is that our upper body is at a lower height than our hips, so we can actually hit our glutes a bit more. And again, the target will still be not to arch into your lower back. Continue to raise and lower at the same pace, just tapping your big toe gently on the mat and heading straight back up. Make the next one your last one. Turn to your side, still resting on your forearm, laying on your knees, but bring your feet behind you so that you're in a side plank position. Raise and lower that top leg, so it should be your left leg, long and touching the ground. You'll be feeling the burn now, but we're here just for a very, very short while. We want to hit the glutes in every direction. We are almost done. This is going to be your last raise and lower, bringing your leg down towards the mat. Now bring yourself up onto your hands from your forearm and twist towards the ground. We're now going to target the obliques. Here we just want to create a twisting movement from the upper body and bring your head to look down towards the mat. Again, we're not here for very long, but this is an excellent exercise for your obliques. You can balance with that top leg. Make sure you're pressing down in the palm, very strong. And remember to use your breath. Keep going here. We have 3 more. Your last 2. And this is going to be your last one. Excellent work. Go back down into the forearm so that we can do the opposite leg. So this time, extending your right leg out behind you, brace your core, extend the leg, point the toe, and raise and lower that straight leg. Remember to use your breath and also not to go so high that it dumps all of the energy into your lower back. We want to maintain a flat back. We are just at a diagonal angle with our body. We're not here for very long. 2 more. And now what we're going to do is again lie onto our sides. I'm just spinning around so that I don't have my back to you. So forearm is down, and remember we're pressing down, raising that top hand and lifting and lowering the leg. We are just hitting the glutes from the side here, and this was really burning. I felt this. Again, as I said, we're not here for very, very long at all. We have 2 more. Okay, now what we're going to do is bring ourselves up onto our hands now, and we'll be doing our oblique twist. So you can bring your hand towards your head and just twist through the torso. This movement, you really want to feel that you're twisting through your waist, so don't just move your arm. Try and think about separating the upper body and looking all the way down. So get a nice twist in the torso. Big exhale through your mouth as you twist. Inhale to bring yourself back up. Press down in that hand, keep your ear away from your shoulder. Keep your top leg long. Lift up through the waist. We have one more. And well done. Bring yourself down to the mat and get into a child's pose. Bum towards the heels, arms extended in front, and really feel that stretch through the back. Try and fill your torso with air, taking really, really deep breaths in here. In through the nose. Feel those ribs expanding at the side, and out. And once you're ready, come up to seated position. We're going to turn around and lay down on our back. Keep the resistance band where it is. We'll be using it still for our bridge. Get yourself into a comfortable position with your back flat on the floor. Your heels are flat down on the ground. Your legs are hip width distance apart. Connect with that breath. Find yourself just settled, your feet aren't too far away, and the resistance band isn't too low down. Arms down by your side, palms flat on the mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose, breathing out. Peel your back up off the mat, raise your hips up to the top, and then lower everything down. As we've practiced in the previous classes, we lift from the glutes, then the lower back, then the mid back, and then we stop at the top, pausing and not putting pressure into our lower back, and then we release the opposite way, upper back, mid back, and then your glutes. Keep going with this. Inhale to start, exhale to move. And then lowering everything back down. Currently our gaze is towards the ceiling, our arms are down by our side, helping provide stability. What we want to think about now is, are we able to lift our arms up off the mat? And this is going to challenge our core more, so raise those arms up, point towards the ceiling with your fingertips, and continue with the movement. Notice how this small modification challenges your movement and balance. Keep working here, and again, make sure you keep connecting with your breath, using the exhale to rise and the inhale to lower, and rolling through that spine. We peel the spine off, vertebra by vertebra, and then we lower it down in the same way. On the next one, I'd like you to hold at the top. So just hold at the top of the movement, and then see if you can extend one arm overhead and bring it back to center, and then the opposite arm. Keeping the glutes high, are you able to open at the knees just 2 times, pushing against that resistance band? Now can we extend both arms overhead, bring them back to center, open and close those knees 2 times against the resistance band. Keep going here, and can you see the core is absolutely still? Do not flare at the ribs when you bring the arms overhead. Keep that contraction in the core. Again, extending with the arms, bringing them back overhead, and then pushing your knees against that resistance band. This is the last one now. Keep it long, keep those fingers reaching. 2 solid pushes against that resistance band and lower everything down. Well done. You can bring your knees into your chest and give them a hug. I find rocking side to side or in a circular motion with my pelvis also helps release any tension and gives you a really nice massage. We're not done with our bridge. We've got a few more variations. So making sure that your resistance band is in place, we're going to roll up with our arms overhead and then lower back down. So it's the movement we have just completed. We're just making sure we reconnect with our breath and challenging ourselves further. On the next time you reach the top, can you lift your left leg into tabletop? So holding at the top, lift your left leg into tabletop and extend and point that toe. Back into tabletop and extend and point that toe. If you find that you're wobbling all over the place, you can bring your arms down by your side to help provide some stability and continue with the movement as demonstrated. You want to think about pushing down through that right heel. Think about pushing the ground away. So you're really working that right glute. Also, when you bring your leg in, really try and bring that knee in as close as you can towards the midline. So get that extra crunch in the core. You're feeling that build up, and you'll be happy to know that we are going to swap legs. So bring your left foot back down to the mat, raise your left leg, bent in tabletop, extend, pointing that toe far away from you. Bring your knee in towards your nose and extend back out. Continue with the movement as we've been doing, and now you'll feel that pressure building up in your left glute. Try not to rush through the movement, keep the pace, keep steady, and again, keep those hips raised and not tilted left or right. This is also a very, very difficult core exercise, so the whole body's getting some sort of workout here. This is why it's one of my favorites. Let the next leg extension be your last one, and bring that right heel down to the mat, roll yourself down, and then you can hug your knees into your chest again and just get a nice stretch. Now, I did say this is a booty burner, so we are not done. So making sure your resistance band hasn't climbed too high up the leg, bring it closer to your knees. We're going to go straight back up into a bridge, only this time our heels are off the ground. We're on our tiptoes, and we're going to open and close those knees, all while staying at the top of our range. On our tiptoes, heels are raised. We're targeting a different aspect of our glutes here. Arms are down on the mat, and we're exhaling and working hard. Now we're going to switch to a pulse, so staying at the top of your range, just tiny small pulses up, and there aren't many here, I promise. Keep going. I know it's burning, you're probably swearing at me, and we're done. There you go. Lower yourself down to the mat. Now you want to move the resistance band so that it's over your feet. So all the way down past your ankles, and make sure that your feet can press into the resistance band. Give it a little test and make sure it's not wrapped in an awkward way and that you can move your legs. And then lying on your back, bringing your hands behind your head, we're going to inhale, exhale, prepare for a bicycle crunch. So exhale and bringing yourself up off the mat, turn towards your right knee, extend the left leg, back to center. And then again, opposite side, right elbow to left knee, extending the opposite leg. Keep going here, and dependent on how strong your resistance band is, this will be challenging, and we're working the lower abdominal muscles as well here with the addition of the resistance band. If you are really struggling through this, you can lose the resistance band and still continue with the same exercise. Keep going here, remembering to exhale every time you twist. And on the next one, we're going to keep the legs in the position they are for the twist, keep our body still, and just raise and lower those legs. Keep going here, keep that twist in the body. Make sure you use your breath, press into the resistance band. We only have 2 more here. Last one on this side. Back to center. Swap legs, so bringing your elbow to the opposite knee, holding that position, and raise and lower. Work on keeping that twist in the upper body. We only have 3 more on this side. Raise and lower. And that was your last one. Excellent work. Bring your head down to the mat. Bring the resistance band back up over your knees. We're going to prepare for some toe taps. Raising your head up off the mat, looking between the thighs, just tap down with each foot one by one. If you cannot reach the mat, that is okay. Just some sort of movement lower with the leg. And also, if you do not want to use the resistance band or that is causing too much tension for you, you can do this exercise without. Exhaling when we lower the leg down, inhaling to bring it back up, making sure we're keeping that gaze long and head is heavy in the hands. Keep going here. We're really working this core. We're in week 2 now of the challenge, so you should start to be feeling stronger. Challenge yourself. Take breaks if you need. But also, don't take breaks. Do you know what I mean? We are almost done. This is going to be your last one. Legs back up into tabletop. Lower your head. Lower your feet down. Incredible work. Now what I like to do here is just to raise up into a bridge, clasping my hands, and just get a nice release in the core there at the top. And then you can also hug your knees, which we have been doing. As before, a little round motion there is a really nice massage for your lower back and for your hips. Now we are going to turn around and get into a 4-point kneel. So keeping your resistance band where it is, making sure we're well aligned in our 4-point kneel. We're going to prepare for a bear plank, so make sure your toes are untucked, take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, rise up, hover the knees over the ground. We're just doing for a few seconds, and then lower back down. Great job. We're going to do a few more of these. So make sure you brace the core, up you go, hovering the knees, don't go too high, just off the mat, and then lowering everything back down. Exhale as you lift, think about bringing that belly button towards the spine. Inhale to lower down. Think about pushing the ground away with your hands when you're at the top so that you don't sink in between your shoulder blades. This is an excellent exercise for the deep core muscles, and it wouldn't be an Amapilates class if we weren't going to spice it up on the next one. So rise up, hold at the top, and now just bring your knees outwards. So again, bring the knees away from each other whilst holding, staying at the top. Just a few more here. Spread your knees as wide as you can, bring them back to center, spread them wide, bring them back to center. And then lower everything down to the mat. Well done. Take a very brief stretch here. Now going to raise and lower the leg towards the side. So if you have a very heavy resistance band as I do, you won't be able to get your knee very high. That is fine. It's not about how high you bring the knee. It's about if you feel that connection with the muscle in your glutes. Keep going here. We're not here for long. I know I always say that, but we really aren't. And we're almost done. This is going to be your last one. And sit back towards the heel. I'll tell you a joke, but I won't tell you a lie. We're quickly moving on to donkey kicks. Prepare your breath. Bring that heel up towards the ceiling and lower it back down. Bring the heel up towards the ceiling and lower it back down. As I said, we're getting into those glutes. This has been a short class, but it's definitely been a spicy one. I want you to get, I was going to say your money's worth, but I'm doing this for free. But I just want everybody to look wonderful and feel great in their bodies. So let's keep working here, making sure we're pressing through those palms and start pulsing. Pulse just at the top of your range, lead with your heel and lower down. We're going to swap sides and get straight into it. So lifting that leg and making sure that we are leading with the heel up and down. Raising up, bringing the leg down. Making sure we're not sinking in between those shoulder blades. Push the ground away. Take your time and slow down. I started initially very fast actually in this. Keep a controlled movement. Keep that foot flexed so that we can really target the back of the leg here. Holding, and we're going to pulse. Quick, short pulses. Keep going, lead with the heel. And lower your legs back down. Straight back up into a plank. We're going to bring the knee to the opposite elbow, starting with the right knee to your left elbow, left knee to your right elbow. Keep imagining you're pushing the floor away so that you don't sink into that upper back, and try and bring your knee as close to the elbow as possible. As before, if this is proving difficult, you can remove the resistance band and do it without. Keep the energy up. Try and do an exhale as you bring the knee in, making sure you're really crunching in at the top. This should be starting to burn now. I think I was struggling at this point, but that's why it's called a challenge. We're here to push ourselves and get stronger with each class. On the next one, with our right knee, we are going to bring the right knee to the left elbow and then to the right elbow and then bring the foot back. So if you can see, we've changed now so that each knee is directed at each elbow. Try and pick up the pace now for the last few. We're almost done. The next one is your last one. Bring your legs back down to the mat and drop your knees. Sit back, take a very brief stretch. We are going to do one final exercise of a plank. Give me that last bit of energy. Bring yourself up into a plank. You can do this on the elbows, but if you can, on your hands. We've started holding here, making sure we're breathing. Keep your head up, and so your chin is not tucked towards your chest. Keep breathing here. Not long to go now. Press the ground away for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees to the mat, and now you can take your final stretch. No more exercises. We're going to do some stretching now because we've worked really, really hard, especially on those glutes. So if you do have the time, do complete the full class. Breathing for a few moments here before we turn around and we're going to lay on our back. You can actually remove the resistance band. I became so attached to it at this point, I think I forgot that I could take it off. Figure 4 stretch, which we've done before. Pull the knee towards you and just stretch the back of that leg. Taking a few deep breaths in here and really giving it some time to work. Bring the knee in closer to you if it's available, as that just increases the depth of the stretch. Making sure we're breathing through this, we're going to swap sides. Left ankle over the right knee and just bring the knees in closer towards the chest whilst taking a few deep breaths. If halfway through you can pull it a little bit closer, do try to. Just try and get into the depth of that stretch. Bringing your feet down to the mat, bring your arms up and drop both knees towards your right hand side. Turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Feel that stretch in the spine as we twist through. Make sure you breathe here. And then switch over to the opposite side. So your knees fall towards the left and you look over your right shoulder. Take some deep breaths in here. Turn around and come and lay on your front. And once you are down, place your hands onto the mat as though you're going to push yourself up and just bring your torso up and away from the mat. If it's available to you, look up towards the ceiling and feel that stretch through the anterior part of your body. You can lower yourself. As we get into the last child's pose of this class, stretching back, try and bring your glutes towards your heels. Thank yourself for moving today. You've done an incredible job. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know how you found the class in the comments, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!